up, guys? A few things today. I got a lot of work to do, so I'm not going to be able to fly. Even though the weather's nice out, the rain's gone, I just can't fly. But I had a couple of you wanting to see what I have for camera gear and how I use my camera gear to make all this stuff. So I'm going to do that today. And then I have a couple of you asking about the metal props still. I'm not throwing that project aside. I'm just, like, the holiday season's really big, which is family and work and everything. It's really busy for me. And the metal props are not something that I want to rush to make. I have to take my time and make them correctly. So I can't just bust them out and throw them on it and make them. I got to make sure it's safe, they're balanced right, and made correctly, or I'm not going to use them. So, yeah, I am going to get to that, but for today, I got to finish doing my work stuff and everything, and then I'll get to doing my camera gear part of this. So, let me get to it, and I will see you when we are discussing this. What's up, guys? If you're wondering why I'm kind of laughing right now, stick to the very end of this edit and you'll see why. But if you're also wondering why I look so good, it's because I use a light on the top of my camera in all the low light settings I always have, and that's what we're here to talk about, is all the camera gear I use. If you're thinking we're gonna have like a flight video or anything to do with the FPV, like flight stuff today, come back the next video I'm having, because this one's just strictly camera gear. Hopefully you guys stick with me on this whole video, because it might get a little lengthy because I'm gonna go through like everything, and I'm gonna try and touch with how I do all my uploads to YouTube also. If it doesn't get too long, I might have to do a part 2. But let's get into it. So, where to start? I have everything in front of me. I'm gonna go with what I use to fly with and capture all my footage. This is a GoPro Session 5. So I used to use something like this. This was the Hero 4 Silver. That's what I used to use. Now it's all about the Session 5. It's smaller, more compact, great camera. Battery life, I could deal with it. I run around with 2 of these, and for the most part, I mean, I use it in everything. So I have like tripod mounts like this. I use them for like B-roll, and I mount this up in certain areas. And like if you want to get shots of, like, say you're flyby over your quad or going through like a tunnel or anything like that, these little tripods set up with a GoPro is a really nice way to capture that. You could put the settings into like a wide instead of like super view, so you could get like a nice shot and everything. So it's not all like kind of bowed out, but super view works good too. I use this in certain areas, but this is what I use on top of my quad and do all my shots, as well as like a lot of my B-roll. This is a really good camera to use. So I guess we could go into like mounts, since I kind of went from this to what I mount things with. So I do use also my iPhone lately. I've been using this. This has been really good. This is a 7, and it's been really good for slow-mo, as well as it takes really good time-lapse. Time-lapse is really, really good on that. Before, I used to use my point and shoot that I'll show you guys in a second for time-lapse, and that takes really nice, like, beautiful time-lapse also. But this is a really easy way to do it. And kind of similar to what I have before, I have this little tripod mount from, this is UltraPod. I really like these. These are like made in the USA, super good little mounts. And I just use one of these like phone holders. It stretches on top. Basically all I do is stick my phone in there, mount it somewhere, and I get good time-lapse like footage if I need that, or just slow-mo like you just saw in yesterday's. But yeah, so iPhone's another great tool to use. Your phone is a good tool to use. Use anything you really can is what I really go by. If you can't get the shot like with a really nice camera, it doesn't matter. You don't need the best equipment. I'm going to show you a lot of stuff, but you don't need that to make good videos. But this takes just really nice, like, I'm so impressed with the video and everything you get off of the iPhone now. So, like I said, this is the mount I use. Now here's a comparison real quick. Let's see. This is a good mount also. We'll get into this mount. When I am mounting things, even the iPhone and things like that, or the Session, I use this suction cup mount a lot, like in my car, on the side of something. This is the Joby suction cup mount with the arm on this one is their locking arm. I like this one more than the balls because the balls tend to get loose after a while and they don't want to hold things up. This thing really locks in, but if you could see, they still use the plastic ball on here, and these guys, they use like a metal ball inside there with it grabs like really good. So I could like position it, tighten it down, and it's on there pretty good. To where these, sometimes the plastic tends to move, or it's plastic. So it happens, but this is a great suction cup mount. Right now, I think it's like on sale for like 18 bucks on Amazon or something, so I would jump on it. Because normally it's like 30 bucks. But it has a nice deep pocket for the suction cup. That's what I like about it. A lot of the cheap ones don't really like suck into the glass or whatever surface it is that good. But these hold very well. You could do everything from your GoPro. It'll hold a small point and shoot. I'll show you here. So you can put a point and shoot on it. All these things are just, I mean, essential for what you're doing if you're going to do this stuff. You could actually put, hold on, like I said, this might take a minute. I'm trying to rip through these things, but I do also want to take my time and show everything to you guys. Alright, so it'll also hold things up like this. So you can see it's really good. This is a heavier type of camera. It's a really good suction cup mount. So between the mounts, I mean, this is what I use for small base tripod mounts for all the little shots that I do. So between this little guy here with that arm, this little flexible one here, and this is what gets me through all my small shots. I'm gonna link all this stuff below. I might have said that already, but that's the main thing of all those. The other thing I like to do is I use one of these. This is a wearable gimbal from, I don't know how you say it, like Tech. And you might have seen me use this maybe on like my mountain bike shots that I do when I'm like cruising on the mountain bike and things. It's on my chest mount, which is my other small mount that I use. So you guys are probably familiar with the GoPro chest mounts. This is, oh, I just turned it on. This is the GoPro chest mount. It goes over your head, and basically it's on your chest like this. And when I have the wearable gimbal, it has a little GoPro mount on the bottom. I could put it on here, and it gives me really smooth and steady photo. So that's I mean, I only use that for so many steady shots that I want to do. Sorry, I'm turning the GoPro back off. But I mean, it works very well. There's a couple different modes on it to flip it around and do things, but I do like this one more than one of the handhelds because I could literally put this on like a mount like this and use it basically as a handheld as well. So save yourself a little money from one of the handhelds, I'd say, and just go with the wearable gimbal. I'll put the link on it below. It's Tech, and yeah, it's a good little gimbal to have. Like, I mean, from anything, even if you want to catch like you're on vacation or something, want like smooth video of what you're doing there. But, so, talking about the chest mount, you see me use this for when I do my shots of like the stick cam, or I use this a lot when I do my footage on where I'm doing my voiceovers. The main thing I want to do in all these edits is I like having good sound quality. That's like my main focus of everything. I know some people, they want to get all the cool shots and they want a time lapse, they want like the slow-mo, and they want all these things. Those things are all great, but if your videos like even the quality of your videos like not the best because you're say shooting it on like your phone or something, you could still get away with like things like that. But when your sound quality is just like super wonky and nobody could hear you, I feel that's when it really like your edits suffer, is people want good sound quality, and I try and do as good as a job with sound quality as possible. That's like my main focus on all these, is like if the sound's not good, I'm bummed out with my edit. So even when I use this, I do use this, this is a Saramonic. It's a stereo mic that goes into the GoPro Silver. Don't think it'll work on the GoPro 5, the new one. They make you get this big adapter and everything, and it totally sucks. I wish they would have just left it like this, that you could just plug it in on the side. That's the only reason I haven't upgraded from this, and I'm using this for like that type of like shots and everything. I don't want to damage this guy because it works so good for capturing my audio on my chest, and you guys could hear me very well. So if you noticed on like my trick series and things like that, the audio is really good. This is the reason why you could hear me so good, is because I'm using this mic. I use the windscreen on it. Windscreens are always very, very important to use. So that's the whole deal with this. If you have your Hero Silver, just hold on to it, and just exchange it or something for the new one when the time comes. We'll go into, I guess, some of, oh, actually, you know what, let's go into this tripod. This is the Mi Photo tripod. This is a really good tripod. I use this one a lot. You might see like a lot of guys use like the Gorilla Pod. I use that for, I'd say, like, it's almost like a good 50-50 or 60-40. Like, this might be the 40, actually. 60-40 sounds better because the Gorilla Pod that I'm using on this cam that I'm using right now, I use for a lot of, like, when I'm walking around and the shots and everything. But it tends to, like, after a while, it wears out. This that will not wear out. This will stay locked in. It's super tiny. It breaks down very nice. I could put this on the side of my bag, like where my drink goes in the little stretchy thing, and have this with me all day. And it's very quick to set up. It has pull-out arms. The base raises up even higher here. Nice ball head. And the arms lock in, but check this out. The arms actually go completely flat almost, so you could get some really nice shots too. If you want to be like coming out of a certain area. Alright, sorry, so I had to change my battery. I knew I was pushing it pretty close with that one, but let's get back to it. Like I was saying, this tripod, super good. You can check it out. This is on Amazon too, Mi Photo. Very good tripod. Let's go into, let's see, I've pretty much done everything I need to with tripods. This is the GoPro little mount thing here. I use this, like I said, for the gimbal. I don't really use it for anything else. This little one goes inside here. It's like their whole little system. I don't want to cover this too much because I don't use it that much, but I thought I'd add it because I do use it on the gimbal. Let's go into cameras. So this is the main shooter that I use. This is the Canon T6i, and I have like a 10 by 18 millimeter wide angle. That's what I usually use. So this is 18, that's 10. That's like my everyday go-to shooter with the lens on there, and that's the light, and this is the mic Okay, let me see if I could, watch, I'll show you guys the difference here. Turn that off. That's the light that I'm using. That's the mic. So this is your Rode Mini Micro mic. It gets really good audio quality. You guys could see the difference now without the light that I have on top. So this is without the light. This is with the light, so it's so much better. And like I said, I like to focus on quality and sound quality and everything, even though like if the edit's not amazing, I want you guys to have like a nice image and sound. The other one I use quite a bit when I'm not using this camera is this guy here. This is the Canon G7X. This is the Mark 1. They have the Mark 2. It's a very good camera. I like this camera. I've used it so much. I've banged into it. I've had one of the mini quads that I flew right into it. It's all dented up. It's a really durable camera. The image stabilization's on here is really good. Time lapse is good. I like using this one. I know a lot of guys have gone towards the Sony recently. The Sony has a really nice color. The focus is a little bit better on it and everything. I feel like my colors match a little bit more. In doing these dailies, I don't really have time to do too much color grading, even though I used to do a lot of color grading with the other camera that I use. But this camera, the little guy right here, the Canon, it's great. I'm gonna keep using it. It's nice to put a little, these are the little lapel mics. I made a little screen on top with that. Good, like I said, good sound quality. You don't hear the wind and all that stuff and everything. It's like, for me, it's important. The next one I would go into is the Blackmagic. This one, I wish I could use it more. I just don't have time in these dailies. I use it with a Metabones adapter, so the crop factor is not as bad. I could use it with my Canon glass like I'm using on here. I just have to do some modifications to it. But it has the mic mount, everything. I could shoot D&G RAW with this. This is like if I'm going to be making a movie, a documentary type of film, or something I could do something from that to something really awesome. This is what I would be using. It's small. It's smaller than the rig I'm using there, but the sensor in here is just amazing. This is a great camera. I'm not going to go in this too much. This is just something that I use that I like to show you guys, but it's not something that you guys would really need. I could do a whole another edit on this camera. The other lens that I do use quite a bit though, like when you saw me do like my shots where I'm working in my garage and I'm trying to show you guys detailed shots, is all with this lens here. So this one that I'm using on here is 10 to 18 millimeter. This one right here is 18 millimeter to 55 millimeter. So I'm able to get like, you know, those further in shots, and you guys could see like exactly what I'm pointing to, if it's a certain like solder pad or anything like that. This is the one that I go with. So that's pretty much it. Other little things I use is like a koozie is perfect for putting like your lenses in. So when I'm like traveling around like and I throw all this stuff in my bag real quick, I don't have like big bulky lens deals. See, my lens is in there and it protects my lens. I use that. Always carry a bunch of extra batteries because of situations like this. And this also helps too. This is a LiPo. I got this from Charles at FPV Aces. It's a LiPo to USB, and it has a little readout to tell you like how much is left on the LiPo and everything. This is really good to just plug in and charge a lot of this stuff on the go when you don't have like an outlet or something to go to. So I know this was kind of fast. I try to cover as much of it as possible. It's a little bit long already. I'm not going to get into the uploading process. I'm going to do that on like a part 2. I'll go over everything I use on the computer for my edits and stuff. So look forward to that one. One other thing I didn't show you guys is this is what I was talking about. This is like the Gorilla Pod, like Joby with the ball head and everything. That's what I use like primarily just because it bends, and like I said, I could hold it out in front of me. Like if I'm doing stuff like this, I got these shots. See, I could hold it out at a distance, like in front of me, and you guys could see all that stuff. So that pretty much like concludes everything that I do use. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and please, like, if you guys could like and share and just, spread this to your other friends that might not know about my channel and stuff. I really like doing these videos for you guys, and I am going to continue to do these, even though, like I did say the other day, that they're a little bit tough, but I am going to continue doing these. So, that being said, go out there and shoot whatever you guys can with whatever equipment it is. You don't always need the best, but just, like I said, concentrate on just having good audio quality, make people smile, get nasty. You guys have a good one. I'll see you guys later. Tripod mount, and I'll stick. Holy